Coming up in this episode, we have the scores, results, and tables from the Super League, Championship, and Betfred League One fixtures this weekend. Plus, the Channel 4 mob beat Sky Sports. The ratings. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel L Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Also, if you can, please remember that I'm still running my Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you're able to donate, please do. All generous donations will go to something positive about Rugby League, I promise you that. Anyway, where do we begin today's episode? Well, it's quite simple. We're going to have a quick look around the leagues and the results that have been played so far. I know I've covered a few in Saturday's videos up until the World Club Challenge, but we have the Championship, we have League One, we have the rest of the Super League to cover, and Channel 4 have some very good figures for Super League matches over the last few days. Anyway, let's begin with the episode's first part, and we'll look at the Super League results. And with that all said and done, here are the League One results after the games were played this weekend. Still with Huddersfield and Saints yet to kick a ball in Super League. Warrington Wolves beat Leeds Rhinos 42 points to 10 on Thursday, while Friday's first game was the 24 points to 38 victory for Catalans Dragons over Wakefield Trinity. Lee Leopards and Salford Red Devils put on an entertaining show throughout the start of the game, with pre the game and post the game, to be honest, with all the efforts and plans that Leeds commercial department did. The Leopards succumbed 10 points to 20 up by the Red Devils. Channel 4 brought us Hull KR versus Wigan, and the Robins triumphed 27 points to 18. Then the Robins City rivals, Hull FC, beat out Castleford Tigers 32 points to 30. And that left the league table looking like this. Is it their year? Warrington the top of the table, but it's still only gathering, with Catalans Dragons, Salford Red Devils, Hull KRs and Hull FC all getting on the points board. Leeds Rhinos will be looking to bounce back, but it's St Helens versus Castleford where we see the world champions come into the party. And that's where we come to the Channel 4 figures, as last year we saw the opening round game between Warrington and Leeds Rhinos at Headingley for the first ever Channel 4 Rugby League coverage, going great guns with round 1 on February the 12th with 531 Channel 4 thousand Channel 4 viewers at its peak. And with that 2-year deal signed for Top Flight Rugby League to be shown on Channel 4, it's been lauded, and each and every time that it's been broadcasted, from the popularity of presenter Adam Hills and Helen Skelton to the praise of pundits such as Carl Amor, Danica Prim and Sam Tompkins, Channel 4 has rejuvenated rugby league on and off the field. Ahead of the weekend, the terrestrial broadcaster announced that they would be televising a double header, including St Helens World Club clash against the Penrith Panthers and Hull KR's home game against Wigan Warriors. And it's no surprise, therefore, that Channel 4 succeeded in bringing in some huge figures for both clashes, even despite having Sky Sports as the competitor on at the same time showing the World Club Challenge. The World Club Challenge, which saw St Helens come out victorious, averaged an audience of 202,000 with a peak of 290,000. An average of 306,000 tuned in to watch Hull versus Wigan with a peak of 495,000. That equates to 4.4% of the audience share, compared with the 3.4% that they got last year. Hills was in fine form as the Australian Prim Amor and Tompkins had been live at Hull since the early morning for the World Club Challenge, right the way through to 3:30 and the end of the Hull KR fixture against Wigan. To compare to Sky Sports Thursday night coverage between Warrington and Leeds, it just yielded an average of 107,000. Sky Sports also just averaged a 21,000 people market share for the World Club Challenge on main event, with 28,000 on in its peak. So, if you make rugby league available to the masses, they'll watch it. That's all that I can say about that. Maybe that's something that clubs and the league, IMG, need to look at. We still need Sky, don't get me wrong. Their broadcasting infrastructure is second to none. They've been doing this sport for 26 years. But now, there is a new kid on the block. Maybe, hopefully Sky will up their game, make the product better, or are they just counting down the time till the end of their deal? We'll have to see. At this moment, Channel 4's been kicking Sky's butt for the last 13 games, 14 games that they've had on. Hello Sky, are you watching? Next we move our attention to the Betfred Championship as round 3 started on Friday, which I've covered in my Saturday episode, to be fair. But Saturday and Sunday brought us more games, and here are the scores and scorers for each of those matches. The first game was played on Saturday, February the 18th, as Toulouse turned over the York Knights in a convincing 36-0 victory. It was 4 tries from Guy Armitage that highlighted the game, headlined it, with Rennie, Ashel Bott and Juzami all getting on the try scoring list also. 3 from 7 goal attempts from Sharks and a penalty from Manion completed the scoring for Toulouse. Toulouse are the first team of the weekend to complete 3 from 3 games, but Toulouse have only conceded 4 points all the way through these 3 games. Next we head to Odsal, where we see Bradford Bulls have come from behind to beat the Widnes Vikings 14 points to 12. They were losing 4 points to 6 at half time, and then in the last minute they were able to get over the try line through Holmes. Hoggin Johnson and Blackmore scored the other 2 tries for Bradford, but it wasn't a kicking day to be proud of, with Patton only kicking 1 from 3. Widnes Vikings had Grady and Lawton to thank for their tries, while Dixon kicked 1 from 2 and a penalty. Widnes Vikings head coach John Keir was returning to Odsal. I think it was the first time since his appointment as Widnes boss and losing his job at Bradford. Next we head to Halifax as they entertain London Broncos, and it was the Panthers that came out 26 points to 18 victors over their London counterparts. It was a good day for Halifax as they won for the second time in 3 games this season, and they had thanks to tries from Dufresne, 2 from Saltonstall, Walmsley and Doro all getting across the try line. He's scoring 2 of his 5 conversions and a penalty settled the 26 points to 18 victory. Leading 10 points to 6 at half time, the Panthers were expecting a Broncos retaliation, and Eckersley, Parata and Leyland all got across the try line, with Leyland kicking 3 from 3 from his attempts. And it was Keighley Cougars that came up with the next victory as they were dominant against Newcastle Thunder, achieving a 44 points to 24 victory over the Newcastle side. There was tries for Graham, Tomlinson, Roebuck with 2, Story with 2 and Doyle, as well as Agoro, who got the 4 pointers for the Cougars. with Dane Chisholm kicking 6 from 8. It was a good 28 points to 12 half-time lead, and emphasised by the second half rally. Don't get me wrong, the Newcastle Thunder did come back into it, with Lathers scoring 2 tries, Johnson and Clegg getting the points, like the 4-pointers again, with Williams kicking 4 goals from his 4 attempts. But it wasn't enough, and it was Cougars that came out of the win again. And finally, Swinton Lions got one over Barrow Raiders in another close game, which the Lions came out 20 points to 18 victors. Barrow had been leading 6 points to 2 at half time in an attritional first half, but tries from Hatton, Badrock, Eves and Gibson in the second half set Swinton up for the victory. Abram didn't have the best day with a kick, but did have 1 from the penalties. He converted 2 all day game, while the Raiders had Toll, Worthington and Johnston to thank for their tries. Shaw kicked 2 goals and a penalty, but it wasn't quite enough for Barrow to come away with the victory. You guys spotted it too, I bet. I missed out Featherstone, so let's cover that now. Featherstone came out 76 points to 4 victors as John Long gets their team 3 wins on the bounce, leading 36 points to 4 at half-time over a Whitehaven side that were looking to do better in this season than 2022. It was the Rovers that totally dominated. One-way traffic wasn't the half of it, as Joey Leilua got over for 2 tries. Lakens, Jack, Davis, Yee, Dean, Bussey, Jones, Aiken and Briscoe all got a try apiece, while Gale scored a hat-trick of tries for himself. Craig Hall had a day with a boot, kicking 10 from his 14 attempts. Whitehaven had a first half try from Rock to thank for their points. So with that, here's the league table. Featherstone Rovers and Toulouse are 3 from 3 and look like the dominant forces for 2023. Sheffield Eagles are next with Widnes Vikings, Swinton Lions, Bradford Bulls and Halifax Panthers all having 2 wins apiece and a good start to the season. Then we come to London Broncos, York Knights, Keighley Cougars, Batley Bulldogs and Newcastle Thunder who've all got a win apiece. But Barrow and Whitehaven are yet to get onto the board and will be looking to do better next time out. Now we come to the final part of the episode where we have Betfred League 1 scores and scorers. We'll have a look at the league table again, but at this moment in time, this is how the first weekend went for all the sides involved. So the first game that was played in League 1 was Saturday's game between London Scholars and Workington Town, and it was Workington that came out victorious out of the 2 sides as they won 58 points to 16. Just looking at the scorers, unfortunately we weren't able to find out who scored for London Scholars, but 3 tries and 1 conversion was only mentioned by the Workington website. When it came to the Workington website though, it was Kerwin, Anderson Moore with 2 tries, Burns, Kirkup with 2 tries, Steele, Marwood, Bickerdike and Barnes who got over the try line, while Walker was good with the boot, kicking 8 from his 9 conversion attempts. Next we come to the North Wales Crusaders and Dewsbury Rams, as North Wales Crusaders are looking to kick on from a decent 2022 to see if they could challenge at the top of the table. But unfortunately it was Dewsbury Rams that came away with the victory, 38 points to 18. Leading 22 points to 6 at half time. It was Dewsbury's day all the way through. Not tries from Restall, Greensmith, Jordan with 2, Restall with a second, Whiteley and Graham got the Rams the win, while Sykes kicked 5 from his 7 attempts. North Wales Crusaders had tries to thank from Abel, Pemberton and Lynch, and Billsborough. It's 3 from 3. The next game was Doncaster's victory over Hunslet, 18 points to 16, in another close game. Weekend with a lot of close games that were less than 4 points apart from each other. Doncaster put over the disappointment of Watson Boas not being available and looking to move elsewhere behind them to beat a spirited Hunslet side. It was 18 points to 6 at half time, but it was tries from Hall, McDonald and Halliday that got the ball rolling for Doncaster with 3 conversions from Robinson. Hunslet had tries from Burton in the first half, Crossley and Renderton thanks for their fight back. Unfortunately, Sweeting couldn't add that extra conversion as he ended up with 2 from 3. And finally, for the Rugby League over the weekend, shown on the Sportsman, it's still available on YouTube. Midlands Hurricanes beat Cornwall 40 points to 6 in this closing game of the weekend. It was 34 points to 0 by half time in the favour of Midlands, with tries coming from Hallett, Martin, Flanagan, Wallace twice, Windley, and then a second half effort from Wellham completing the scoring. Instead, kicked 6 from his 7 attempts. Cornwall had to thank Slaney for the tries, while Rustling converted the 1 try that was scored. And with that, the first round is over and done with, and working to top the table with Midlands Hurricanes second, and Dewsbury Rams and Doncaster all have got their season off and running with a win apiece. Due to the previous year being 11 teams and also West Wales Raiders dropping out of the league, Oldham and Rochdale both had a bye weekend, so they have got no points and no games on the board yet. Other than that, the losers Hunslet, North Wales Crusaders, Cornwall and London Scholars wrap up the table. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's all open for business, and I'd like to hear your feedback yet again. It's good to hear from you, and I hope that I continue gathering your support, as I have seemed to have gathered a few more followers over the last few days. So thank you and welcome to you all. So comment section is open. Comment and all the stories. Did you go to a game this weekend? If you did, tell me which one you covered, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.